Have you ever, stopped to think about what it takes to keep planes safely up in the air every single day?
It's pretty staggering, isn't it? The sheer
Yeah.
complexity.
Right. It's way more than just the pilots and the controllers. There's this huge, almost invisible industry behind it all.
Absolutely. Making sure every single component is, well, perfect. It's a massive undertaking. Logistics, engineering.
Yeah, a real marvel. And today, that's what we're diving into, the global market for aircraft maintenance management solutions.
The bedrock of the operation, really.
Exactly. We're using insights from the Global Aircraft Maintenance Solutions Market Report 2025.
A comprehensive look.
Our mission today, let's unpack the key numbers, understand the growth, which is pretty incredible, see who the big players are, and figure out what's driving this whole essential industry.
So you, the listener, can get a quick, solid grasp of this vital sector.
Okay, let's start with the big picture then, the size and the speed of this market's expansion.
It's definitely a compelling story.
The report shows that back in 2021, the market was already generating nearly $4.7 billion.
Which is substantial in itself.
But get this, it's projected to hit over $6.7 billion by 2025.
A pretty big jump in just a few years.
And then, hold on, by 2033, they're forecasting $13.7 billion.
Wow. That's serious scale.
Yeah, and it's all built on this steady compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, of over 9.3%. That's really quite something.
It is. And what's fascinating, is what those numbers actually mean. It's not just revenue on a spreadsheet.
Right.
It reflects the sheer growth in global air travel, the complexity.
Okay.
Every time you book a flight or cargo gets shipped,
Uh-huh.
you're relying on this huge growing market in the background. It means more sophisticated tools, digital integration,
Right.
ultimately driving for safer, more reliable flights for everyone.
It's like the unsung hero. You only notice if it isn't working perfectly.
Precisely. Its success is its invisibility, in a way.
Okay, so the what is clear massive growth, but the why, that's where it gets really interesting, right? What's actually fueling this boom?
Well, the report points to three main things, and they're all kind of interconnected.
Right.
First, just rapid technological change. The planes themselves are getting way more complex,
Sure.
but the tools to maintain them are too.
Hmm.
Think predictive analytics, IoT sensors, AI.
So instead of waiting for a breakdown.
Exactly. Sensors are feeding data constantly.
Mhm.
AI figures out, hey, this part might fail in 2 months. So the airline fixes it proactively during scheduled downtime. Huge difference.
Avoids delays, keeps planes flying. Makes sense.
Okay.
What's number two?
Second is maybe obviously just more air traffic, more planes, more flights, more people, more cargo,
Equals more maintenance. Simple math.
pretty much. And third, these maintenance solutions are going digital, big time,
Moving away from paper logs.
completely
Mhm.
towards these highly connected digital systems. It's not just faster, it's safer too. Better data, better tracking.
So technology, traffic, and digital integration, they all feed each other.
That's the engine driving this market expansion, a powerful feedback loop.
It really paints a picture. Now, with all this global growth, where is it happening most intensely? Like, who's leading the charge?
Right, let's break it down regionally. North America was the leader back in 2021.
Yeah, the report mentioned that. How's it looking going forward?
Still very strong. Projected to hit nearly $3 billion by 2025,
Okay.
and then almost $5.9 billion by 2033. That's with a solid CAGR, nearly 9%.
And within North America, the U.S. is the giant, I assume.
Oh yeah, the U.S. is projected to go from $1.7 billion in 2021 to over $4.7 billion by 2033.
Huge numbers.
But interestingly, Canada and Mexico are showing really strong growth too, sometimes slightly faster rates than the U.S. actually. It shows a broad expansion across the region.
Okay, so North America is the current heavyweight, but you mentioned faster growth rates. Where are we seeing that real acceleration?
That would be Asia Pacific. The report calls out its strong potential. Highest regional CAGR, over 10.6%.
Wow. From what baseline?
Around 841 million back in 2021, projected to soar past $2.8 billion by 2033.
That's more than tripling. What's the story there? What makes Asia Pacific stand out?
Well, there's the rapid economic growth, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But what's really interesting is how some countries, like India, for example,
Yeah.
they're kind of leapfrogging. They don't have decades of old infrastructure to replace. They're adopting the latest digital maintenance solutions right from the start.
Ah, so they could be more agile, maybe.
Exactly. It gives them an edge in efficiency. China's the biggest market there in terms of size,
Okay.
projected to hit over 765 million by 2033. But India's growth rate is impressive, over 11.4%.
That's really moving.
And look at Singapore. Highest national CAGR in the region, nearly 11%. really highlights its hub status. Japan, South Korea, Australia are also showing solid, steady growth.
So Asia Pacific is the one to watch for speed. What about Europe? Still a major player, I imagine.
Absolutely. Europe holds a very significant share, about $1 billion in 2021, and projected to grow to over $2.8 billion by 2033. That's a healthy 8.9% growth rate annually.
Consistent. Any standouts within Europe?
Germany is actually setting the pace there. Highest European CUR at over 9.6%.
Interesting.
Projected to go from about 202 million to over 600 million by 2033. The UK is also key, alongside France, Italy, Spain, all showing strong multi-hundred million dollar markets by 2033.
So even in mature markets, the demand for these advanced solutions is really strong.
Definitely. It shows the ongoing need to upgrade and integrate.
And it's not just these three huge regions, is it? The report mentioned others too: South America, Middle East, Africa.
That's right. They're important parts of the global picture, too. South America, for instance,
How are they doing?
projected to nearly triple its market, from around 329 million in 2021 to almost $1,992 million by 2033, growing at 9.6%.
Quite strong. Who leads there?
Brazil's the biggest, but Argentina and Chile actually have slightly higher growth rates, around 10%.
Okay. And the Middle East, always a big aviation hub.
Yep, also nearly tripling its market size, projected to reach over 785 million by 2033. The UAE and Turkey are really driving that growth, both around 10% CAGR.
Makes sense. And Africa.
Africa's expanding too, forecasted to grow from 141 million to over 419 million by 2033.
Okay.
South Africa is the top performer there, growing at about 9.4%. What this widespread growth highlights is not just the tech, but the need for a skilled workforce globally to manage it all.
That's a really important point. So connecting all these dots, what does this all mean for you, the listener, whether you fly a lot or just rely on air freight?
Well, if we zoom out to the bigger picture, it really underlines how much our modern world relies on technology keeping air travel safe and efficient.
Right.
This steady global growth in maintenance solutions. It means that as air traffic keeps increasing, the systems ensuring safety are keeping pace, even getting ahead.
So for the average person, maybe fewer delays, more reliability?
Hopefully, yes. Less chance of unexpected technical issues grounding your flight. It's this critical, often invisible foundation supporting global connectivity. Making journeys faster, yes, but fundamentally keeping them secure.
It's been fascinating unpacking all this. So the big takeaway: the aircraft maintenance management solutions market is booming globally, driven by tech, more flying, and digital transformation.
A quiet revolution happening behind the hangar doors, really.
Absolutely. It really shapes the future of how we fly.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads to a final thought for you to ponder. As this digital integration deepens, what does that mean for the future? Think about the skills needed. What kind of jobs will be crucial in aviation maintenance down the line?
Yeah, how does the workforce adapt?
And how will these constant advancements continue to push safety and efficiency? Could air travel become even more seamless, even more secure in the coming decades?
Lots to think about.
Definitely. But one thing's for sure, the tech keeping planes flying safely is only getting more sophisticated.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Really excited about today's topic. We're jumping into the fast-moving world of aircraft maintenance management solutions. Think of this as your quick guide, really, to understanding what keeps planes flying safely. We'll uncover some, well, pretty comprising stuff along the way.
Absolutely, and it's so vital. Efficient, secure aircraft maintenance, it's kind of the hidden framework of global aviation, often goes unseen. Our mission here is to pull out the key insights for you from the sources, show you what's driving things, what the challenges are, and what's new and exciting in this area.
Okay, so let's unpack that. If it's this hidden framework, what's been shaking it up? What are the big drivers behind this transformation we're seeing?
Well, a huge one is definitely the stricter regulations. Think about it. One missed record, that could ground a plane, cost a fortune. Authorities like the FAA, EASA, they now require really solid digital trails for everything: inspections, faults, documentation. It's intense. So that scrutiny really pushes airlines to invest in automated software. It's not just about avoiding fines. It helps with audits, ensures they're actually following the rules precisely.
Right, compliance is huge. But what about other factors? Like we've got more planes than ever, right? And lots of older aircraft still flying. How does that play in?
Oh, that's a massive factor. Yeah. More planes, older planes, means more maintenance. Simple as that. And that's where predictive maintenance software really comes into its own. It looks at component data, forecasts failures before they happen, so you can plan better, avoid those sudden groundings, which are a nightmare, obviously, and just generally run things more efficiently. Imagine preventing a failure mid-flight. That's the goal.
Okay, efficiency and avoiding disasters. Makes sense. But is there a big cost-saving angle here, too? With digitalization, I mean. Where's the biggest bang for their buck?
Oh, definitely. We're talking significant savings. Moving away from paper records, work orders, tracking parts, inventory, automating all that. It gives a huge boost to the return on investment. Some airlines report cutting admin time for work orders by like 40%. That adds up fast. Millions saved annually, which in an industry with tight margins is, well, essential.
Okay, but I imagine it's not all smooth sailing. Any big change like this must come with some real challenges, right?
It certainly does, yeah. A major hurdle is just the cost and the complexity of getting these systems up and running and integrated. These solutions often need a lot of customization, to fit how an airline already works, and tying them into older legacy systems, that can be really expensive, especially for smaller airlines.
And it's not just about the tech costs, is it? There must be resistance sometimes getting people to actually use the new systems.
Exactly. That's critical. Moving to digital isn't just installing software, it changes how people work. It's a cultural shift, really. You need strong buy-in from everyone involved. If the change management isn't handled well, the whole thing can fizzle out. Wasted money, systems nobody uses properly.
That sounds tough. And with all this crucial data floating around, what about security, system reliability? That must be a massive concern.
Oh, it's paramount. Non-negotiable, really. This software holds incredibly sensitive data operational plans, company secrets, regulatory stuff, a cyber attack, even just system downtime.
Yeah.
It could halt operations, compromise safety. So, yeah, robust cybersecurity is absolutely foundational. It has to be locked down tight.
So looking ahead then, what's next? What are the really cool, maybe even bit sci-fi innovations changing the game right now?
Well, one of the biggest shifts, I'd say, is predictive and condition-based maintenance CBM. It's becoming the standard. Using AI, IoT sensors on parts, engineers get real-time data. They can see problems developing way before they cause trouble. It means less unexpected downtime, parts last longer. It's moving from fixing breakdowns to preventing them. Proactive care.
And cloud solutions. I guess that helps manage all this data and makes things more accessible.
Hugely transformative, yeah. Cloud-based MRO platforms, that's maintenance, repair, and overhaul, they let airlines standardize everything across their whole fleet, wherever their planes are. It gives everyone a single, reliable source for maintenance info. And crucially, technicians can often access it even if they're offline, like out on a remote airstrip. Makes things way smoother.
Okay, I have to ask about the really futuristic stuff, digital twins and AR/VR. Is that actually happening or still just, concepts?
Oh, it's happening now and growing fast. Digital twins. It's like having a virtual copy of an aircraft or a specific system. You can run simulations, predict wear and tear, test scenarios without touching the real plane. And AR/VR, super valuable for training technicians. Or giving them real-time guidance, hands-free, right while they're working on an engine, improves accuracy, speeds things up significantly. Pretty amazing, actually.
Wow. Okay. So it really feels like technology pushed by regulations and the sheer demands of operations is just fundamentally reshaping aircraft maintenance.
Absolutely. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, well, it means there are huge opportunities opening up. For software companies, integrators, data experts, airlines everywhere are modernizing. It's an ongoing evolution, not just a one-off upgrade.
So maybe next time you're on a flight, settling in, just think for a second about all that hidden tech working away. Predictive analytics, guessing when a part might fail, digital twins running simulations, maybe even AR guiding a mechanic somewhere. It's all happening constantly behind the scenes just to keep that incredibly complex machine safe and efficient, far out of sight.